Welcome back to Texas Truck Channel. We are, of course, in Hawaii with the freaking Tacoma. This one's the Tacoma Sport, and I'll be honest, there's a little secret in this one. I'm most excited about this out of all the stuff we've seen today.
Save that though, save that.
We'll save that. We'll get to that later. Let's come back to style. This one is the Sport trim. It's a little bit cheaper than the TRD Pro. You don't have the chrome of the Limited. You have flat black, which I think it wears it very handsomely. Just like the other Tacomas, this is effectively, in terms of design language, very similar to the Tundra, applied to a smaller size. I think it wears it great. I actually think its proportions are perfect. So that's good to know. Let's come on down. You don't have rigid fog lights, but you do have fog lights in the same spot.
Well, you could write it on there.
You could write rigid with a Sharpie if you wanted to, I guess. You also have radar cruise still, which is neat. And then I want to point out this air dam down here. We were speaking with engineers that this is not a fixed air dam, it's a fastened air dam. 9 bolts. That's all you need to know.
There you go.
So if you don't like the aesthetic, that can be handled. There are tow hooks with easy access right here. I do like that. They're easier than the outgoing model to get to. And that's going to be helpful if you need to pull someone else out because it's not getting stuck. Let's check out on this side, wheel and tire. So on the Tacoma Sport, or the Sport trim, you have the general grabber tire, and you have a machined and a painted wheel, which I think it wears well. You just keep red TRD caps in the middle. And peeking back here, this is a cast brake instead of a monoblock, but it's still a twin piston design. That's a lot of brake and a lot of clamping force for something this light. Tire size, 265, 65, 18. I think it's fine. This is going to be a quiet tire. It's really a highway tread. This is not meant for off-road use. There's other models for that. But there's plenty of room in this fender well for other things. You do have felt lining, which we can already tell you is going to help with noise and vibration and harshness on the road. It's going to help. Upper control armor is not a cast aluminum or a billet. It's actually a stamped steel and welded, but same suspension architecture and mounting points. So that's good news right there. Let's keep going down the back. On the side, you've got dimensional logos. You've seen these on previous Tacomas, so it's keeping Taco language solid as it goes down. And then in the rear, I want to talk about rear suspension real quick. This one has a 5-link coil suspension in the back, which is a big deal for this segment. No one else is doing that except for the future Ranger Raptor, which I don't think is going to be affordable for people. This is. Other big news, you see, look at this, see that pizza cutter back there? That's not a drum, Craig. No music left, just pizza cutting. Disc brakes all around, standard on all models. Something else I want to point out, that 5-link suspension is not on every Tacoma. So SR comes with a leaf spring, SR5 trim, it's optional to get the coil, and then everything above SR5 has the coil link in the rear. So you're going to see a lot of trucks with this. In fact, you're going to see less with the leaf springs. Basically, plumbers and window repair guys are going to have the leaf spring, and everyone else is going to get this. So that's pretty cool. Full-size spare in the rear, plenty of room for that, and that's cool. I like it a lot. Let's check out the exhaust tip. That's what, oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have your branding. It's right here. It is a sticker, can be removed. You can go on Etsy and get your own flavor of it, put your initials on it, whatever you want to do. That can be done. All right, come on down to the back side. You do have the embossing of Tacoma in the back, and this is, hear that? Aluminum, not steel anymore. This thing is lighter than the old one. We have this is actually a power tailgate, which Craig will show you in a minute, but if you were lifting on your own, you would really appreciate the reduced weight. Coming back down here, you do have the towing package on this one. It has the 2-inch receiver built in, and then these rings for tow chains are really accessible. I like that. If you tow routinely, you're gonna know that's important. A lot of brands put them up high or under here, put it out front and center, you know you're doing business. 4-way plug right here, 7-way here. You do have trailer brake control option on these, and this point right here, you can ignore that. This is a pre-pro truck. Every Tacoma is gonna have the high lift jack port right here. That's really cool. They all get it. It's not a upper trim, lower trim. They just get it. This is pre-pro, so ignore that there, but check out other videos for that. All right, coming back to the under hood portion, this engine is not the iForce Max. It is the iForce. It is a 2.4 turbo, 270 horsepower, 310 foot-pounds of torque, and you can see there's not all this hybrid goodness over here, but there is a big, beefy turbo right there. Now all that torque comes in at 1700 RPM, which means it's very usable for towing and rolling around. Get that prop rod, thank you, sir. And just like the other Tacomas, you've got your air intake right here, and it actually ducts down and goes into this air box, shoots right into the intercooler. You do have a drive-by-wire throttle body like everything does now. And as you can see, you keep ECU and your multi-port ABS for your electric brake force distribution. You can see down there, there's actually a fully boxed frame. All the trucks have that all the way down. Because you have a lot of rigidity and stiffness, but we've got something special to talk about that is powertrain related on the interior. Let's hop in there.
All right, Brian, let's check out the bed and the interior of the all-new Tacoma. This is the TRD Sport model. And Brian, let's see if we still have the auto tailgate. We still get it. So this is an aluminum bed and composite on the interior, on the inside. 30% lighter than the old tailgate. That's going to come in handy if you don't have that option. But we get plenty of tie downs just like we have in all the other Taco previous generations. Very similar to bed. This is a pre-production, so you don't have the final grain or texture on the bed, but it's still composite like it's going to be. This right here is an option. If you check it, you can actually get an onboard air compressor that comes standard on the Trail Hunter. You can get it on all the other trims. Coming over here, you don't get, this is not the Hybrid Max, so this is just a regular model, and you get 400-watt inverters still, so you can still use that for some things, and you get plenty of goodies and cubby holes like you do in all the other Tacomas and previous gens. So, Brian, enough of that. Let's move to the interior, see what we got. All right, Brian, checking out the interior, I want you to start at your door down there. Look, you get a door pocket for your hydro flask, plenty of room up there, and then moving up, you get another little shelf, little grab handle or phone holder. What I really like about this door, though, I want to show, this is a blue truck. Look at that blue trim coming on into the interior. That's pretty cool. I like how they've tied that together. But before I get in, Brian, I want to show you something. Lift the seat up, see what we got. Ooh, you see what that is? That's called storage. This is what happens when you don't get the hybrid. You get more storage underneath. It's just one of those things. It's part of the trade-off. All right, Brian, one more thing I want to show you. The seat does another trick. You put the headrest down and pull the strap and fold it down. It folds flat, so you can actually lay some things here. If you don't have passengers, maybe you're going on an overlanding trip or off-roading trip, and you just want to put a bunch of goodies back here, you can do that. That's a pretty cool option. I'm glad they put it in here. Pretty neat. Now let's see what kind of space we have. Let's sit back in our seat and get in here. Brian, I'm sitting about where I would sit normally driving, and I have plenty of room. I'm 5'9", and I'm not really hitting anywhere. You sit a little lower in this one for some reason with the cloth seat versus the leather seat.
No battery.
No battery, so you get a little more headroom without the battery. I am not touching here at all, even when I move my head. Brian, let's get you in here and see what happens.
Oh boy, I'm nervous.
Probably a little tight, but I think it's going to be better than the hybrid models. So, okay.
Look, I'll be honest. It works.
It works.
I mean, my hair's touching, but that's just got some fluff. Now, if we got into an accident, I'd probably hit my head in the ceiling, but there is a cutout. Visibility is not terrible. It's actually okay.
And again, if we got this without the moonroof, you would have even more space there.
All the way forward.
Probably would solve your problem.
Mm-hmm. This is my problem, isn't it?
Before we move to the front though, Brian, I am going to show one thing. We've got cup holders back here. We don't have rear AC, but we also get the inverter back here still if you want to charge a laptop, and we get USB-C 2 ports for that. Let's move on to the front. All right, Brian, moving on into the interior, just like all the other models, except that we got cloth interior, and I kind of like this cloth. I'm not going to lie, I like it. We do get power seats in this. We can get to a nice, easy spot. Brian, check out the door. You get door pockets, just like you do in all the other ones. The Molly straps, the same door in all the Tacomas. I like that. It's not specific to any one model. The blue continues on the door and into the dash. That looks really cool, the Tacoma embossed. USB-C on the backside for your passenger there, and a shelf for your phone. That is awesome. And Brian, I want you to, oh, look at this. You can take your tunes with you when you get to your spot. You just keep on jamming. You don't have to stop. Brian, let me show the gauges up here. We get the nice, gauges. They come up here in a minute, and it's also pre-pro, so we're not going to show that. But normally you're going to, oh, here it goes. It's warming up. It's warming up.
There we go.
Look at that. So we get nice gauges on the left there. Get a tack. Oh, that turbo sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
So you get plenty of turbo sounds here. That's going to be fun. And we get a nice, big, massive touchscreen with the Toyota UI, which works really fast. Developed in Plano, by the way.
Hey, enough of that. What is this? What is this?
What is what?
What is that?
What's what?
That stick. What is that?
Oh, yes, Brian. Look, there's a manual. Look at this. We still get it. It is not gone.
Oh, my gosh.
It's still here. Thank the Lord. They've given it to us. Very happy about that. There is one little trade-off. It's minor, but I think it's worth it, Brian. This is good for 270 horsepower instead of 278 and 310 pound-feet of torque instead of 318.
17.
Oh, 317.
Hey, but I will say there's probably less drivetrain loss, so the wheel power might be basically the same.
And then, Brian, we got some fancy here, this clutch start. What is that? You want to explain that?
Oh, yeah, I'll explain that. So what that does is, say you're on a trail and you need to crawl up an obstacle. This allows you to use the electric motor, the starter motor. You put it in first gear, engine's off, you bump that, and it will crawl up an obstacle.
That is pretty cool. Serious. So you kind of, all the disadvantages of a manual are kind of gone. And one more thing you get here, Brian, see the IMT? Rev match.
Oh, right. Just like the Corolla.
Get rev match just like the Corolla. Toyota's listen to the enthusiasts. They care. This is unbelievable. Tell me what you would get. Brian, I'm leaning towards a pre-runner. We haven't seen that today, but you can get a manual with rear-wheel drive and a locker. That sounds like fun.
Yep.
This is a fun vehicle. We're excited you'll watch this. Thanks for watching all the others.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.